This episode of Soji Knows Best is brought to you by Tokyo Flash Japan. Hey, what's up guys, Soji Knows Best here. This is my review of the Google Nexus 10. This is a 10-inch tablet coming out of Google in conjunction with Samsung. It's going to be running Android 4.2, so it has some pretty nice hardware inside of it. So I'm going to take a look at the design, the hardware, the software, the cameras, and whether this is going to be one of the best tablets on the market for you to get. So first, it's going to jump into the design. Now this tablet has a pretty nice form factor to it, and when you do first pick it up, you'll definitely notice the grippy type of rubbery surface on the back that will allow you to get a really good grip on this tablet when you're holding it with two hands or one hand, and it just feels very, very nice to hold and a lot better than the aluminum that the iPad has. And in comparison to the iPad, it's a little bit longer than it, it's a little bit shorter, but also too, it is thinner than the iPad as well. So overall, I really do like the form factor of the Nexus 10. Now making our way around the device, on the right hand side you will find a micro HDMI port. On the left hand side you'll find a micro USB port and also a 3.5mm headphone jack. At the bottom you will find a magnetic pogo pin charger that's going to be used for specific docks or just an alternate way to charge your device. Then at the top you'll find the power/sleep wake button, and then to the right of that you'll find the volume rocker. And now the speakers are placed smartly on the right and left hand side of the screen, and at first glance you won't even notice them, but when you do notice them you can tell they're very long. They do produce a very nice full sound. They do get pretty loud. Now the screen comes in at 10 inches and has a resolution of 2560 by 1600 and a PPI of 300, so it's a very nice looking screen. It's Gorilla Glass, so it should be tough, and it's overall very nice. I mean, when you're looking at text and things like that on a website or reading a book or a magazine, it's really sharp, very, very clear. It still has the problem that the iPad had where certain applications need to be updated to take advantage of this higher resolution and all these pixels in it, but I think overall it does a really good job at producing some very nice images, and especially for watching 1080p video, the display does perform very well. Now on the inside of this tablet you will find a dual-core ARM Cortex A15 processor, 2GB of RAM, a 9000 milliamp battery that will definitely last you a while. It has Bluetooth, also has NFC capabilities, so you can use this with Android Beam. So as I take my Nexus 4 here and tap it on top of the Nexus 10, I can transfer information like map information or applications or contacts and things like that. And of course you'll find an accelerometer, a compass, and a gyroscope inside of it as well. But now it's going to talk about the cameras. Now the front-facing camera is a 1.9 megapixel shooter that's going to be great for Google Plus Hangouts. You can use the front-facing camera for that, and also to Skype calls, video calls, and things like that. But then on the rear-facing camera, it is a 5 megapixel camera that, of course, can shoot 1080p HD video. But this is not going to be something you're going to want to be using. I'm pretty sure your cell phone probably has better cameras than this tablet, and so I really don't see a real reason why you'd be using the cameras on this particular tablet, especially because the quality of them is just not that great. And now it's going to talk about the OS and the software. Now this is a Nexus device, so it's definitely running the latest version of Android. It is running Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. It has all the new features that I showed you with the Nexus 4. It has now the lock screen widgets now, so at the lock screen you can slide through on the left hand side and switch to widgets like your calendar, your Gmail, or your clock or things like that. But it also has one very useful feature, as you can see at the bottom of the lock screen. There's two little bubbles there, and this is for multiple user support. So say you have kids, or say you just want to make a guest account, so if somebody comes over, they pick up your tablet, they want to use it, they're not all in your information, you can set up this separate account. It'll have their own wallpapers, they have their own applications, have their own storage, so it'll be basically just like a brand new device to them. And so I really just think this is probably the most useful feature out of the bunch of new features here in Android 4.2. Now when you finally get past the lock screen, you'll definitely find a couple new features where if you slide down from the left hand side, you'll get all your different notifications like before, but then now if you slide from the right hand side, you'll get this quick settings toggle here where you can quickly change some different settings with your tablet. Then also too, the keyboard is upgraded to include swipe-like functionality, so now you can just drag your finger over the keyboard and spell out words, and you can really type, or really not even type, but really swipe a lot of words very quickly in a message or email and things like that. And the camera application has also been updated as well. So now when you're inside the application, you can tap anywhere on the screen to bring up this quick little menu, and you can change different settings from the exposure to the white balance if you wanted to. Then also too, they brought over the new photo sphere. So now you can take a 360 panoramic image with this tablet. Now again, the camera isn't the best in the world, but this is a very fun, cool feature to play around with if you want to get a total 360 degree field of view of everything that you're looking at and save that onto your tablet. And again, with general performance of this tablet, I found it to be very snappy and very quick. The Geekbench score I got with this thing is definitely solid and comparable to all the other tablets out there on the market right now. And I just felt that Android 4.2 is definitely a very smooth experience and is easily the best Android experience that you got. And it really seems like Google is putting everything together. And with this tablet running Android 4.2, they did a really good job of marrying the software and the hardware. And so as I wrap things up, where do I place this Nexus 10 in the whole tablet world? Now, as far as 10-inch tablets, I think this is right there next to the iPad as far as performance, as far as hardware, besides the cameras. But almost everything else with this tablet screens to be just an awesome tablet that is running Android. If you're not really an iOS type of person, this is going to be your best tablet choice out there. Then all these little tweaks with the software, including multiple user support, which I think is just awesome, NFC capabilities, and all the little things that really make Android special. I really think this tablet really delivers on almost everything across the board. Now, a couple things I do want to see with this tab. I do want to see one extra storage option of 64 gigabytes. It just has 16 and 32 gigabytes. And also, I want to see some 4G or LTE cellular capabilities inside this thing, so I can get some very fast mobile data speeds, so I don't have to be locked into a Wi-Fi hotspot. But other than that, I think everything with this tablet is pretty spot on. And then we start taking a look at the price. You can probably agree with me as well. This tablet starts off at $399 for the 16 gigabyte version, and then goes up to $499 for the 32 gigabyte version. And so we're just about at the end of this video, but before we head out here, we're going to take one last look at our sponsor for this video. And today's sponsor is Tokyo Flash Japan, which is going to be bringing some of the coolest looking watches that you've probably ever seen, and designers from Apple, Puma, and Google have given them a thumbs up on the way their watches look as well. Now today we have the Kisei Night Vision LED watch. Of course, if you're in the military, you love some night vision, but it's also USB rechargeable and also features time and date functions and an alarm. So I'm actually fond of this particular design of this watch because it's pretty sleek and has just an overall nice feel to it. It's very comfortable. And so if you want to get your hands on this watch, Tokyo Flash is going to hook you up. You can go to tokyoflash.com/_soldier. Again, that's tokyoflash.com/_soldier. And so this wraps up my review of the Nexus 10, guys. But I don't hear what you think. Leave a comment down below what you think about this tablet. Is this something that you'll probably pick up if you're an iPad user? Is this enough to make you switch over? Either way, leave a comment down below, guys. And thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.